Welcome to Bricks of Norway.
Hi there, my name is Paul. In today's video we're going to talk about a set that is not sold in the shops and not in the official Lego stores. To buy this set you had to go through Bricklink to find a link to Lego to buy the set. Lego has the ideas thing where you can upload projects, your own builds, and if you get 10,000 votes, Lego will consider making a production model of the set or your build. In 2021, they thought that a lot of these sets that we have rejected and won't make an official set of, they are too good to not have a second chance. So in cooperation with Bricklink, and Lego is owning Bricklink, so I guess it was no problem, and they made something called a Bricklink Designer Program, where you had 3 different rounds where you can choose from 7 to 10 sets or something you would like to buy, and the 5 first sets that got founded by commitment for buying would be produced. So when you chose which one to buy, you had to go to lego.com to buy it, but you wouldn't get charged until those 5 sets were funded. So if your set wasn't funded, well, it wasn't charged and you wouldn't get the set. Bricklink, in cooperation with Lego, has done something similar earlier. In 2019, Bricklink chose 13 sets they thought that should have been produced. Official Lego bricks, and it was produced in cooperation with Lego, but it was doesn't have a Lego ID, or it wasn't the official Lego branding. And I regret that I didn't buy one of the sets, because I really liked it. You will find this set on Brickset under the Bricklink label. Löwenstein Castle, Antique Fire Engine. That's the one I would have liked to buy. Skyline Express, Wild West Saloon, Isle of Peril, 8 Studs, Science Tower, The Lego Story, Imagine It, Build It, Hotshot Carnival, Vintage Roadster, Bikes, Steampunk Mini Chess. The sets varied in size. The smallest one with the 373 pieces, and a larger one with the 2015 pieces. There was quite some difference between the size of the sets and the complexity. But that's what happened in 2019. In 2021, that's after Lego bought Bricklink. So they wanted to give some of the ideas that they had rejected a second chance, and made 3 rounds on Bricklink, the Bricklink Designer Program, where you could choose which one to buy and where you can fund the sets. For selecting which sets to be produced and which set to be funded, the first sets to get 3,000 commitments would get funded. So it didn't help if you committed to other sets and they didn't get to 3,000 commitments, because when they had 5 sets that were committed to 3,000, they stopped for selling the other or committing to buy the other sets. The first round was released in 1st of July 2021, and there was some problem with that round 1. The site was very laggish, a lot of scalpers buying a lot of sets. Many people didn't have a chance to buy what they wanted, or influenced what would be funded. So I got to buy the 2 sets I wanted. I think they stopped the sale because there was too heavy demand on the server and a lot of scalpers. They stopped the sale and said that we'll get back to you. Late July, they announced that on the 3rd of August there would be a part 2 of the round 1, and up to 5,000 more copies would be made of each of the funded sets. In the beginning, there were supposed to be 5,000 sets produced from the 5 funded sets, but they've increased this to 10,000, and the last 5,000 would be produced at a later time than the first 5,000. But then people will have a chance to buy the sets they wanted, and you were limited to 1 copy of each set to block the scalpers from buying a lot of sets and selling for high prices on eBay and other places. Round 1 was shipped in December. I got my 2 sets in between Christmas and New Year's Eve. The last 5,000 copies were produced this spring, and I think people got it a couple of months ago. On the 9th of November, round 2 opened up for committing to buy sets. This time there was less trouble getting through and buying the sets or committing to the sets you wanted. I committed to 1, I bought 1. That set is on my way now, and it should be with me in a couple of days. In round 2 they were opening for 10,000 copies from the start. Round 3 was opened on the 17th of May, the National Day of Norway. That's the day when we are celebrating our country and having a parade with school children and band music. But that's a different story. In round 3 I wanted to buy 3 sets, but I only got to buy 1 of them. And this time I bought a big one, or bigger than the first rounds. The sets from round 3 will be produced in the spring of 2023. Now I've been talking about the history behind it and what is, well, as I remember. So, which sets did I buy? Well, I'm going to show you one of the sets I bought in the round 1. And it's made by I think it's my favorite designer at JKBrickworks.com. The first MOOCs I downloaded the instruction for and built was made by the same designer. And that, of course, is JKBrickworks. And the set I bought was this one, Pursuit of Flight. It's a small set with 5 different planes you can build, and I'm going to attach 2 of them to the model at the same time. I'll show you the model and what I mean. This is the model. It's not that big. I really like it. And there's a crank on the back, so when you turn it, it will simulate that the planes are flying and perhaps having a dogfight. The planes are much bigger than the landscape. As you can see, there are small buildings here, and there are some clouds and trees and a road here. So, but that's just to simulate that the planes are high up in the sky. This is the front side. I showed you the back side, but this is the front side. So it looks like a wooden box, I guess. And I'd seen this before, earlier than it was up for sale on the Bricklink Designer Program. And I liked it from the first time I saw it. And I always wanted to build one. So let's talk about the box. There's no Lego logo on this box. You have the large logo for Bricklink, and you have the picture of the sets, and you have the H and the piece and number and what it's called and who designed it. You will find a Lego logo, a Bricklink Designer Program. It's not branding Lego, so when you open it, and the bricks are packed in plastic bags as normal. But when you find the instructions, you find this one with a picture of the set and the Bricklink Designer Program logo. On the back side, you find a QR code that they can scan, so we'll get to the instructions for building it online. I think that's okay, since we now got a chance to buy a set that we couldn't buy through Lego official Lego channels. And as I said, the set is not big. It's only 541 pieces, so it's not the biggest set. But it's simple. And that's what I like about the builds from Jason, aka JKBrickworks. I built a couple of his MOOCs earlier, some simple ones, but very often there is motion in his MOOCs by turning a crank or just having a kangaroo hop, skip down a slope, or a duck walking down a slope. That's the two first MOOCs I built. You can find them on my oldest MOOC video. And they also had a MOOC where you had three elves working in Santa's workshop. They would turn and build a toy train. As I said, it's simple, it's small, but that's why I like it, because it's so small and so simple. No complex things. And the fact that they have given you the option of building 5 different planes, that's a very good idea. I think that's very nice. You have you have the plane from the Wright brothers, the first plane that flew, biplane and triplane, and some more modern planes here. You can make your own plane, design your own planes. Perhaps a World War II fighter plane like a Spitfire or a Mustang who's flying after chasing a Messerschmitt. So if you haven't seen the works of JKBrickworks, where Jason and his partner Crystal are designing Lego sets, check out his website, jkbrickworks.com. You will find them on YouTube, and you will find some projects on Rebrickable. He has submitted several things to Lego Ideas, and one of his newest build is something called a Flipwalker. I'm going to build that one. Galloping Reindeer, where he used the Lego set 40499 that was released in 2021, and when you turn the crank, the reindeer will start running and flying. I would like to build that one. I think that he actually had another set in the round 1, that was a particle accelerator. Check out his work, because I think they do a very good job. So I think this is all for today. I'll hopefully make my second video about the Bricklink Designer Program very soon, with the second second set I bought from round 1. Thank you for joining me today, and please like and subscribe. Enjoy!